Hey guys, it's
Hi, I'm Abeer.
Hey everyone, this is Divanshu.
Hey, I'm Eric.
We are BBY TEAM 28 and we present you COVIDTRACKR, an application that tracks your travels and lets you know if you've crossed paths with someone COVID-19 positive. Our inspiration, we noticed that for each patient, it can take up to 14 days for symptoms to appear and then the person finds out that they are COVID-19 positive. Our project goals are saving the user's location in the database, joining the user's coordinates with a line, comparing a user's travel history with a COVID-19 positive user's travel history, and alerting users that they have encountered another infected user. So if a COVID-19 positive and a COVID-19 negative user are within 5 meters of each other and are crossing paths within 1 minute of each other, then the negative user is notified that they have crossed paths with the COVID-19 positive user. We are pleased to say we met these project goals. We came up with 13 user stories during week 1. Many of these user stories fall under a similar bracket. After week 5, we successfully completed 8 user stories. Some of the user stories regarding our MVP are the following. As a grocery shopper, I want to know if I've been around COVID-19 positive people so I can shop with peace of mind. As a user, I want to be notified when an infected user has crossed paths with me. We can also imagine that there are many other ways our application can be used. You could be a parent striving to feed your family. You could be an essential worker who either commutes, bikes, or walks to work every day. Perhaps during these times you like to go for runs. You can conclude that it is important for people with all walks of life to keep track of their travels and be notified if an encounter occurs. Here are some of the tools used. For the front end, we designed the website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. For the back end, we used Google Firestore as a database and Firebase API to communicate with the database. We used Here Maps API. They provided API for rendering dynamic maps on the web page. One of the challenges was the Google Maps API. We discovered that so many API calls to the map would cause the application to use up the maximum number of API calls Google allows on their free tier. So midway through week 2, we switched over to the Here Maps API as they provided up to 250,000 API calls monthly on their free tier. So before we jump into the demo of the MVP, we will mention our most important lesson. A lot of it revolves around utilizing the Here Maps API, being able to quickly read the API documentation and applying what we read. Now, without further ado, here's the demo of our MVP. This demonstration will show how our application will track the user's travel path and notify when another COVID-19 positive user has crossed paths. So I went out for a walk, and for both users, I tracked the travel path, hitting the Track Me button. And after tracking, for one of the users, I decided to declare positive for COVID-19. Now for the second user, you can see that there's a notification. A pop-up menu appears and you have a link to learn more about the encounter. The buttons on the side show the list of encounters. Once clicked, the map loads the location where the user has encountered a positive COVID-19 user. And that is it for the MVP and the presentation. Thank you so much and stay safe.